There really was a day that regardless of our political parties or stripes, everyone agreed that educating and investing in our children was the most important thing state government could do. It was viewed as the great equalizer. And as we move through the fact that we have more jobs right now than we have people to fill those jobs, it means that there are people who are underemployed and unemployed. They don't have the skills. We need to reach down and help that group of our population to get the skills they need to fill some of those jobs so that they in turn can become more financially independent. I would like nothing better than to see that, to see fewer and fewer people have to rely on the state and federal government to make their rent payments or their heating bills or to be able to buy their food for their children. But the only way we're going to do that is to make sure that they are well educated, that we are bringing jobs to our communities that actually pay a living wage, not a minimum wage, a living wage, and that they can do that in a 40-hour work week so parents can really spend the time they need to nurture their children and help them be successful at life. I've always said that education is far more than just preparing the younger generation for a career. It's also about preparing the next generation to be responsible citizens, to care about their government and our democracy, because there is so much at stake right now. There's so many problems swirling around us. And I would hope that we will continue to choose hope over fear. And right now there's way too much fear in our country.
I think we'll address broadband access, which I think is really important. I don't think that will be a late session issue. I think we're going to get on that right away. I think that's really important to connectivity in rural Iowa, and we know that, in our part of the state where we have, a lot of urban areas, we don't necessarily have that on the western side of the state, and we need to make sure that even for small things like telehealth and telepsychiatry, they've got to have access to broadband. We don't have doctors in those areas, but if we can use telehealth and telepsychiatry to take care of some of the situations that we have in rural Iowa, it's going to be a big issue. So broadband hits every aspect of every probably budget that we deal with across the state.
Else too. Okay, great. Do you think there's room at the table to hash those out and maybe come up with a combination, a compromise?
Well, I'm hopeful. I think today's meeting here in Dubuque, there was a real emphasis on the need to be able to attract and keep people in our state. And I think there was fairly strong agreement among the folks here and the folks who are speaking that some of these quality of life issues need more attention. And I'm talking about really commitment to quality education and protecting our environment, providing recreational opportunities for our young people. And I'm hoping that we can work together to help provide those opportunities.